Hello everyone. Peyton Herrick here with a TDS/AI made video. In this video you will hear about 11 short dreams and sleep paralysis experiences. The short dreams and sleep paralysis experiences I had in 2024 will be noted by the year. When you hear 2025, the rest of the dreams and SP experiences are in 2025. The dream journal entries will be in the description. Enjoy. 2024. June 25. I was doing a flight in a flight simulator while live streaming and I was flying a Airbus A320. I went into a menu and I ran a engine test of some kind. I didn't hear any noise but my talking flight monitor said something about lights going on and off. I then ran a fire test and I didn't hear a noise that sounded like the real Airbus A320, it sounded quieter. I then heard my mom on a phone call talking about the new neighborhood that we just moved to and she was talking about a brook and I imagined it as a neighborhood separated by this brook. Then I woke up. September 12. I was in sleep paralysis and I felt a strong pressure on the left side of my chest as my bed was climbing something at about a 35°G angle. I felt my bed and blanket. I then thought about a demon stabbing me with a knife for some reason. I then tried to think about entering a lucid dream for about 10 to 20 seconds, but I was then able to move my arms and legs and I unfortunately woke up, instead of entering a lucid dream. 18. I had a short dream where I wanted to go to the lighthouse for some reason but I said I didn't to my parents, but my mom telepathically said no in a voice that suggested that she knew that I wanted to go there. I then woke up. 22. I was doing something and my phone's Siri activated and it asked if I wanted to call the cops and I said no. But it did anyway and a man was talking to me shortly after and I said that I accidentally called. But somehow Siri activated and it called them again, but I woke up. October 12. My sister Addison was in prison and her and I were corresponding via JPay. November 4. My dad and I were in a store and we were walking normally until I sat for some reason and I got up shortly after. My dad and I then spun in a slow circle and I felt like my dad was in a trance and there were no other sounds. I then said Dad and he said, "What, I'm watching Cops at the Pro League." I then spun a bit while thinking about getting Baileus ascaris, a parasitic worm. We then started walking a bit and I fell to my knees cause I could barely move. I got up shortly after. We walked normally for a bit before waking up soon after. December 24. My mom was saying "I'm done" repeatedly to my dad. My sister Addison shortly literally pulled me into a conversation with her and her voice was slightly different in sound, pitch and volume. I wouldn't have known it was Addison unless DOS told me the dream awareness system that I made. She said that my dad was antagonizing her and I woke up shortly after. 2025. January 23. I was on a Airbus A320 aircraft and it took off and I remembered not being scared, which I thought about right before waking up. The aircraft had okay sounds but they weren't great either. The takeoff and climb out had no feeling at all. 30. I was in sleep paralysis and I was trying to think of a beach and I kept saying that I will lucid dream in my head. I clearly imagined a beach but I was on a plastic surface and I said a few words before waking up shortly after due to this dream environment being sucky and unstable due to it probably being my first RAM cycle of the night. February 5. I was in the main area of my house and I heard a noise and my sister Addison said that it was a guy backing up and that he was from Texas. As he continued to back up, my sister Addison said he's going to hit the garage door and I'm going out there to tell him. "No, you'll get run over," I said. I thought this before I said it out loud. He then hit the door and I woke up. It sounded like steel on steel when he hit the door. 6. I was killing flies and I killed a big one with a bag. I then killed several flies until I woke up. I wasn't scared like I am of them in real life.